any manager can come in who's got a good tactical, or even a good coach, I should say, will come in and make this team a lot better than what they are right now.
Yeah,
Not going to happen this season, though, is it?
Sorry, go on.
Why
Tom.
not?
The manager, if any manager comes in now, I don't think they're going to have the desired impact this season. No, I think it's too late this season.
The Premier League
is the Europa League, Tom. A new
Tom,
manager.
Tom, can I ask you a question though? Would you think that squad? Let's be hand on heart. Forget what they'll say publicly. Do you think when they keep seeing him getting into scraps with fans, when they keep seeing him be rude to like reporters and stuff, do you think that goes through the dressing room and they think, oh,
100%. 100% it does.
You think it makes them like him more?
No, I think they realize. I think they see what's going on, and I think they're starting to go, "Oh, he's cracking up here." But I don't know. It's more of a case of what manager are you going to bring in right this very second, who's going to leave whatever job they're in at the minute to take over this team in this moment, or would they not just rather wait until the end of the season?
Manager.
But then you're going to be stuck with that unemployed manager.
Give it Harry to the end of the season.
Managers right now.
And see how we get on. Honestly,
I bet Harry Redknapp would give them more structure and more chance of winning the Europa League than Ange would. I guarantee Harry Redknapp would. 100%.
And give it a go. Like the Matt Law and a few other, reporters come out today and said that Marco Silva and the Bournemouth manager Iraola are the two that we are looking at, and Bournemouth's he's representatives around Iraola have said that he is very interested in the role.
Iraola and who else?
Marco Silva at Fulham. They are both.
They're the two obvious.
Yeah, they are the two people you look at. But even if we have to pay a compensation fee towards Bournemouth, that's. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not the most experienced coach.
Silva would leave now. Silva has got a record of just like, yeah, you want me, I'm off. Look what he did to Watford. He made them buy Richarlison. They're like, oh, we got him for you. Like 4 weeks later, he fucked off the Everton. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, look, I don't disagree with you guys. I think you've got to look. We've got a few super chats here. First one says, Spurs have lost more Premier League games this season than Arsenal have in the last 3 combined. Also, Terry, to answer your question yesterday, Arsenal didn't lose to Chelsea in the Prem between 1996 and 05. I did ask yesterday, what's the best run of form Arsenal had against Chelsea? Because I know there's a lot of rumours, but I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I don't know the answers to these things. That's crazy. You've lost more this season than Arsenal in 3 years. That must really hurt. Give a chef dog poo, cat piss, and chicken. Don't expect pasta carbonara.
He's referring to the Tottenham
squad,
players, I think. Yeah.
There's still some decent players in there. It's not like he's still
every single team with me.
Who's your best player? Who's your best player?
Kulusevski. For me. And I think every player in the league, every Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, everyone would take him in there.
For everyone in the league.
Yeah, definitely on the bench. He'll definitely make our bench. 100%.
No, he definitely starts for you.
Who's your front three now?
He ain't starting in my team.
Right now he starts for us with everyone.
Over Bruno and
everyone he doesn't start.
Put him out wide. Put him out wide for Man United.
He don't start if everyone's fit in any of the
Can he play fullback on the right?
Well, Ange will put him there eventually.
That's what we need is fullback on the right. So if he can fill in that hole. But no, listen, I like Kulusevski.
False man, maybe he could play for us.
I completely lost it. I completely lost it on Spurs and their mentality the day their fans gave up the league to Manchester City to stop Arsenal from winning. Yeah, imagine you won that game.
No. Imagine. That's not true. That is
no, but David, let me explain that.
Only Arsenal fans run this narrative.
Hold on. I don't bring this up, but let me explain what he's trying to say. I don't know if I agree, but what he's trying to say basically is if Spurs went out there and said, forget what Arsenal are doing, we're trying to get top 4, they win that game and get top 4, then they're finally not worried about what.
Let me paint a picture for you.
Instead, they'd rather throw a game and throw the Champions League opportunity. Who knows how different? Who knows how different your window could have been for Ange?
Do you know why that's
nonsense? To the Champions
League?
Why
that's absolute nonsense? Because Ange himself, the man who they're all crucifying right now, literally said, "I'm not listening to all of that noise. I want to win this game." And in that game,
About
And
the
in
players?
that
They were
game,
singing "I'm City till
they were
July"
one
in
the
the
players-
stadium.
They were one
The
human
players
song,
are
decent
more
finish.
into
Out.
the rivalry than he is, bro. He don't care about the rivalry. He's from freaking Australia, mate. He don't care.
Last season, they were one human song, decent finish away from drawing that game. So,
And who's the most through and through Spurs fan in that squad?
Nah. He didn't miss that.
Hear me? I'm not saying I agree with the super chat. I'm just trying to explain.
Wait, so Kunle, are you gonna say this season when we play Liverpool in a few weeks? I'm asking. So when we play Liverpool in a few weeks, and we inevitably don't beat them, are you gonna say, "Oh, Spurs stopped us from winning the league. They didn't win, so they could help us win the league and catch up to Liverpool"?
It's not the same scenario. If it was the same scenario,
it might be because it's 4 weeks away. It could be though.
The league is over, Mr. Man.
It could be though. If Liverpool lose a few games, it could be.
I will say this though. I do think the manager I think that was one of the beginning of the end moments for Big Ange and his relationship with Tottenham, because his view was very much like, the fuck is wrong with you people? We want to win a football match. There's a chance of being, because I saw another person today talk about how what Newcastle did yesterday is better than finishing in the top 4. And I get the logic because it's a trophy, right? But from Big Ange's perspective, he wanted to be in the Champions League because he wants to try and win it. Now that doesn't mean he will win it, but that's why I don't think any manager wants to get into the Champions League so they can go, woo, balance sheet, woo, profit and loss. I don't think any manager thinks like that. They all think, again, and it may be delusional in our view, in their opinions, but I think they all want to be in it so they have a chance to win it. And I think he looked at that football club and thought, 80% of you are happy that we've missed out on the Champions League because it means Arsenal don't win the league. And I think that element was the beginning of the end of his relationship with Spurs fans. And I think that's why he kicks off at you guys. I think he looks at a lot of Tottenham fans and thinks, you're fucking losers. That doesn't mean he's a good manager. Doesn't mean he's a good manager. But I think he looks at a lot of you and then he's like, what are you calling me out for? Last year you celebrated failure. I think there's a real problem.
There's something in that, Terry. There's something in that. I'm not gonna lie. There's something in that.
No, but come late. Let's be serious now. Let's be serious. If you're gonna go with the fans of Tottenham Hotspur, no, because we're gonna be serious about it. Because if Ange Postecoglou is gonna question Tottenham fans, you also need to have a look at his own CV. His trophies in Scotland mean fuck all in the nicest possible way to wait over in England.
Hey,
his trophies in Japan
people, man. You don't mean
nowadays mean nothing. His trophies in Australia mean nothing. That's not proof of a winner. The arrogance that he's went into this season, I win stuff in my second year. Tottenham fans aren't stupid. Ange Postecoglou was almost managed this season like Tottenham fans are idiots and just ease up anything he says.
Tom's right.
Tottenham fans aren't what?
He done this thing in the press conference.
That squad wasn't good enough.
Because what you have to remember,
did they though? Did they?
No, because I feel like Tom's getting onto a point that I think many of us fans accepted that we wasn't getting top 4 at the start of the season. We knew the window that we had, we wasn't going to push on to top 4. But with the manager coming out so confident the way he did, it only gives you a bit more belief as a fan, thinking, yeah, do you know what? We could do it. Do you know what? If he's talking like this, do you know what? This is the energy.
That's only if you believe in him, right?
And at that point, I feel like Ange done really well in his first year in press conferences to get people's attention, because he is very, very transparent. It was a bit of fresh air to a lot of people. So I just feel like as the season's gone on, as time's gone on, you start to realize Ange is number one bullshitter, and he's really good at talking because he's one of those guys that talk of big games that don't play.
Maybe though, if you guys would have listened to him last May and had that attitude of we believe in you, and you guys would have pushed your team to try and win that game against City, maybe that would have kickstarted a different butterfly effect to now, as an example, But viewers, we'd love to get your opinions on this. Oh, am I being called out here? Yes, I am. Oh, I love this guy. Terry, why is Ange any different to that Amarin project? Maybe it won't be in the future. Maybe in a year's time, we'll be at the same stage of where Ange is now. Maybe we're sitting 15th next season. Maybe we haven't improved. Maybe we haven't won a trophy. Maybe the football isn't getting better. Maybe the manager is kicking off and fighting with the crowd. Maybe he's not looking presenters and hosts in the face and being disrespectful, as an example. Maybe he guarantees a trophy next year and doesn't deliver it, as an example. Maybe he has 400 million spent on his squad between now and then and has 2 pre-seasons miraculously when there's only going to have 1, and he's in exactly the same situation. Then we can talk about it. but you can't start comparing the examples when the variables are not the same at this particular moment. It could go that way. What I would say about Amorim, he adjusts his setup and system based on the team that's in front of him to reflect the overarching quality of the match day team and squad on the day. That is something that Spurs fans are screaming for their coach to do, is to adapt. So I would already say they're completely different managers in terms of head coaches in that approach. Ange rarely adapts. Amorim has done it consistently since he's been here. Now, that doesn't mean I'm happy with Amorim and there's nothing to talk about, but this is a conversation about Big Ange and his problems, and anything that, again, like the other previous Super Chat, let's just say Ruben Amorim, hypothetically speaking, is the biggest bust appointment ever. That doesn't take away any opinion that I have about Big Ange or make it wrong, because those two things are mutually exclusive of one another. But thank you for the Super Chat, brother. This here says, so you want to sack your manager because he is not good enough, but you think your players aren't good enough. A new manager won't magically make them good.
When did we say our players aren't good enough? We said that a manager with these group of players would be better than 14th in the league. And by the way, we're only above West Ham in 16th, who have sacked their manager by goal difference. So if results go against us, next game week, we may be one place above Wolves.
There we go.
You'll be 16.
Also, he's still on track for his second season trophy. That is true. That is true. And if you do sack him, you'll never know whether he could have won it. That is true. I don't like Man United, but they do what they can. Unlike Spurs, Big Ange is trying to cook without fire. But I also think this is where I feel a bit sorry for Big Ange. Spurs are what? The 6th or 7th most popular team in terms of desirability to join in the Premier League. If we're just being fair about this, they need a manager. They are never going to sign all the best talent in the world ahead of Man City, ahead of Chelsea, ahead of Arsenal, ahead of Spurs, ahead of Liverpool and other teams. And that's not a dig. I think it's a reality. The same as some of those teams will get better talent than my club right now. So you need to have a head coach who's adaptable, because doesn't matter how well run you are, you can't get all the best players all the time. So there needs to be adaptability. Both seasons had injuries. Amorim has adapted. If you don't think Amorim hasn't adapted in games and changed his approach, then you're just, I believe you're Stevie Wonder. I just got tickets to go see him in the summer again. Big up Stevie Wonder. Or you're a liar. You have to be a liar. If you think we approach the Arsenal game the same as we did the Real Sociedad game, you are deluding yourself, brother. You are deluding yourself.
Adaptation doesn't have to be changing formation. Adaptation can be changing how you play within a formation. The one thing Ange Postecoglou has never done is change how he plays within his formation. The formation isn't the problem, it's how he plays. He could still win playing 4-3-3 if he was just a little bit more conservative in nature. That's what Amorim has done with his system. He normally likes it to be a lot more expansive and a lot more direct. He knows the players can't do that, so he has reined it in a bit. Ange Postecoglou will play the same way if he had 10 sticks or 10 Lionel Messis.
No, 110.